Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony!
Thanks, Mitch. Streaming on most video-on-demand platforms is the sci-fi adventure comedy Space Wars: The Quest for the Deep Star.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Life is an adventure for space scavengers Kip Corman and his daughter Taylor as they navigate their ship through a universe filled with monsters, aliens, and robots in order to reach the mythical Deep Star and collect the riches within. The film stars Michael Paré and Sarah French.
This is a fun movie, and you want to make a movie that's going to have a broad audience, and at least sometimes. And that was it. I'd worked with Jeff Miller before, and I actually had been in a movie that Sarah French was in. I read the script, and I said, and I knew the cinematographer, Michael Sue, and I said, all right, this can't be bad. And besides, you know, spending a week on a spaceship was fun.
I had such a wonderful time bringing Taylor to life. I mean, Taylor is a character I've always wanted to bring to life. She's my Ripley in Alien. She's tough, and she has no problem rushing into danger. And I've always loved doing my own stunts in films, and this role definitely required it. But with that being said, Taylor is also struggling with her mom's death, and she's willing to do what she can to bring her back to life. And that's kind of her driving force throughout the film.
Space Wars is a love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s with plenty of action and fun for all. Check it out streaming on most VOD platforms. It gets a B and is not rated. Streaming online is the horror thriller Fear.
Let's promise to be completely honest with one another.
We tell each other our most personal fears.
My biggest fear is drowning.
Claustrophobia. Small, confined spaces.
It's something about blood.
My biggest fear is losing you.
A much-needed getaway turns into a nightmare due to a contagious airborne threat. The film stars Joseph Sikora and is directed by Dion Taylor.
I hope when you walk away, you say, man, that was a fun, interesting ride. I got a couple of jumps, a couple of scares, but more importantly, I came out with a meaning and a message. That's what I want the film to do.
Although the premise is solid, too many characters and too many subplots diluted the film's scare power. Again, Fear is streaming on most video-on-demand platforms and gets a C. It's rated R. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.